Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to you, depending on whichever part of the world you are tuning in from. Well, I'm so excited to welcome you to the first Forex Morning Mastery for the year 2024. Today's Forex Morning Mastery session is not just about charts and indicators, but we expect to set the stage for a year of prosperity and success. And in fact, I'm genuinely excited to reconnect with every single one of you since we had a long break. So I hope we all enjoyed our breaks and our holidays, and it's time to get ready for the new year. Well, I have quite an interesting trading setups which we've already been able to identify during the course of the weekend. In fact, I've been monitoring these assets since the beginning of the year, and at this juncture, we do have an interesting setup across the pair. The year started on a very strong bullish note for the US dollar, but with the way things are going right now, it appears that there is a limbo as majority of market participants are not sure of what is going on, as we look forward to some important event to guide our trading decisions for this week. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, you are highly welcome on board, and I'm very excited to have you around with us this morning. Well, you will be asking, what is this all about? What is it that we really do on the Forex Morning Mastery? Well, as technical traders, we usually gather here on a daily basis in anticipation of both the London and New York session, where we come together to review our current positions from a technical standpoint, and at the same time strategically position ourselves ahead of both the London and New York session. So the session usually kickstarts officially 9:05 a.m. West African time, 8:05 a.m. UTC, and I do encourage us all to stay tuned in so you don't miss out on any of the valuable ideas we will be deliberating on today. Well, my aim is to equip you with the knowledge and skills necessary to make informed trading decisions independently. Now, the more time you spend with us in this community, I can assure you the better you will become at comprehending our analytical approach and utilizing the information gathered here to enhance your own trading decisions and strategies. So once again, I welcome you all on board, and I look forward to seeing more of you in this session. So with that being said here, we will be diving right into the business. And before I do so, I do want to emphasize that the Forex Morning Mastery is expected to be a follow-up video on the asset I published during the course of the weekend, which of course is going to be what we will be monitoring during the course of the week. So it's very important, if you want to be part of the Forex Morning Mastery, that you watch these videos, as it will give you a background knowledge of how we actually got to this particular point we are, as we will only be focusing on the 1 hour time frame. So please take note, and if in any way you've missed out on watching the weekend videos, you can find the link right in the description box of this current video you are watching, so you can check them out after the live session to keep tabs with how what we have on the 1 hour time frame. So with that being said, we will be diving into the business, and in fact I can see a handful of comment right in the comment section, and I can feel the energy in the air this morning. Cyrus Limo, good morning to you. Jonah Aruna, good morning to you. I can see the Nectar's family, I love that name, from Kenya, good morning to you. Eric Mudavadi, good morning. And so I'm so excited to have you around with us this morning. So I guess with that being said, I'm not sure if my camera is still running. Please, I would like you to help me confirm. So if it is, please let me know, and if it isn't, let me know so that I can do the necessary adjustment. So So the first asset we will be looking at today is going to be the USOILSPOT as usual. And in fact, I did not do any video on the USOILSPOT during the course of the weekend. So as a result of that, I will be taking you through a top-down analysis on this particular asset right from the higher time frame, so we can have an holistic perspective into what is really going on in this particular market. And of course, you all know how this market is. There's quite a lot of fundamental factors behind the scenes that has been driving the market sentiment for so long. So from the fundamental perspective, if you look at the trajectory of crude oil prices, you will see that prices have taken a downturn, which for me looks more like a retracement of the recent gains, and in fact was trading lower during the Asian session. In fact, this week started on a very strong bearish momentum, and this morning we are going to momentum is likely going to continue to the downside, or are there chances that buyers could take over this market at any point in time? Well, for me, if you would ask me, this decline in oil prices can be attributed to a confluence of factors, notably the strategic price cuts implemented by Saudi Arabia, which of course is a key player in the global oil market. It was yesterday we got the news that Saudi Arabia reduced their official fuel price, I don't know, I think OFC they call it, to an all-time low. That's about 27-month low, and which is a very negative signal to market participants in this environment. Now, that's one reason why we might be seeing this bearish momentum we noticed at the beginning of the week. Additionally, the OPEC Plus have also witnessed a surge in output with a notable increase of about 70,000 barrels per day in December, reaching a total of 27.88 million according to some reliable resources. And another thing that contributed to this increase in output is the contribution from both Angola and Nigeria in recent times. So this has increased the output, and you know what happens whenever there is an increase in output, that means demand will drop, and when demand drop, what happens? Of course, price will definitely drop. So everything at this juncture is lining up for more of selling this particular market. However, we cannot ignore the escalation in oil production stand, in contrast to the ongoing effort by Saudi Arabia to implement production cuts, which has been on the table for over a year now. And it appears that this OPEC cuts deliberation is not being followed through, as despite this, we still see an increase in oil production. And of course, we cannot ignore the escalating tensions in the Middle East, of course the Red Sea, where the Houthis have been attacking vessels, which has a tendency of affecting oil supply. So this is all the parameters behind the scenes that is affecting this particular asset. And let's look at things from a technical standpoint on how this behavioral patterns of market participants are in this market and how we intend to strategically position ourselves for the next move. So what I did on the USOILSPOT was to start my analysis from the daily time frame, and what I did on the daily time frame was to take into consideration the nature of price action since the last quarter of last year. That's an historical data of about 4 to 5 months now, and it's quite obvious that price action has been very bearish. Now, if you look at the structure here, you will see after connecting the series of lower highs, we have a beautiful descending trend line to work with. Not only one here, we have two. And of course, you know how we use our descending trend line. As long as price action remains below the trend line, we definitely want to be looking out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of selling. However, something interesting happened at the beginning of the month of December. Now, despite the strong bearish momentum, we begin to notice how sellers were finding it difficult to break through the $69 area, and this persisted throughout the course of the month of December. Extending into the first day of this year, we saw another sharp rejection of that area, hereby giving us signs that we might likely be seeing a build-up in bullish momentum behind the scenes, though this could take a while before it finally manifests. But it's a clear sign that there are tendencies that buyers may likely take over this market anytime soon. And as a result of this, I'm beginning to see what looks more like a reversal pattern in the form of a double bottom structure. Now, if we take this bearish momentum to the downside into consideration, we saw our price came into this area. Price was unable to break out of the previous low, hereby giving us a situation that might look like a double bottom structure, where that area around the $75.50 level and the $74 area will be serving as the neckline of that reversal pattern. Hence, we need a breakout retest of the structure to give us that confidence to buy this particular asset. And one interesting thing about the neckline is how it beautifully shares a confluence with the descending trend lines we identified earlier. So if price breaks out of the neckline, price would also break out of the descending trend line, further emphasizing the strength of the buyers and also confirming that the trend line may no longer have the capacity to continue to negate the bullish attempt, welcoming more buying opportunities in this particular market. Now, to guide our decisions for this week, I was able to identify a key level at the $74 area, which of course we will need price to break out retest of the structure before we can start considering buying this asset. Now, going down into the 4 hours time frame, I'm beginning to see a setup which we can use to position ourselves for the next move. So we have the key level very much intact. We have a couple of ascending trend lines here which buttresses the short-term uptrend situation here. So like I said, we will want to see price break out of the 74 before considering buying this asset. So we saw how price closed around the $74 area during the end of last week trading session, and we want to see how the market has been reacting to this level since the beginning of this week. Now, to do this, we will scale down into our 1 hour time frame, and right here on the 1 hour time frame, hold on a second please. So right here on the 1 hour time frame, we begin to see things clearly. We see how the market has started this week. If you look at the structure, you will see the market started at around the $73.75 level after a short gap here, and we saw this price dropped into the $72.65 level before we begin to see some buy pressure resume around that area. So at this juncture, we have a range to guide our trading decisions for this week, where price is currently confined within the $73.75 level and the $72.65 area to emphasize the level of indecision around this point. And of course, you know how we do it in this community, especially when we have a range like this. We exercise patience and wait for either the breakout or breakdown of that range to give us an opportunity to either buy or sell. Now, with the way things are going right now, I want to consider this selling opportunity first of all, considering the fact that price action is trading below our key level at the $74 area. And you know how we use our key levels in this community. As long as price remains below the key level, we continue to look out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of selling that asset. So as a result of this, to sell the USOILSPOT, I want to see price drop below the $72.65 level and then continue to the downside. That's what I will be looking out for to sell at this particular juncture in time. And if there are any new setups that will guide additional position, I will definitely let you know in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platform. However, if buy pressure continues as we have seen here in the last 3 hours and it continues to climb up, well, we will need the breakout of the $73.75 level. Having a buy stop order above that structure makes quite a lot of sense. And of course, having it again above the $74 area will also welcome more opportunities to maximize the bullish momentum. So that is how we are going to be managing our trades here today. Now, there is one more thing I want to share with you here as regards to the $73 area, which has already been broken right now. So if price action does something like coming back to retest the $73 level and we begin to see buy pressure around this area, I want to consider this as a good opportunity to join a buy position. As we can see, the stop loss here is very, very small. So I want to consider buying above the $73 area if price action ever comes back to retest the structure. But definitely I will be giving you updates on both my TradingView and Telegram platform. So this is my view on the USOILSPOT for today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. As usual, I will be taking the next 10 to 15 seconds off to see if there are any questions whatsoever before we move on to the next assets on our watch list. And I encourage you to mark out these levels on your chart, as you will be needing them as a reference point to guide your independent trading decisions for today. All right. So, in the absence of no questions, I want to assume that we are all on the same page, and in that regard, we shall be moving on to the next asset on our watch list. I see your comment, Mahan M. Good morning to you. Glad to have you around with us. Happy New Year to you too as well. So, with that being said, here we will be moving on to the next asset on our watch list. And in fact, while we run through, I want to mention here that I have a tidbit for us all at the end of the session. So let's stay tuned in so that we don't miss out on that one and how we intend to plan the trading here for 2024. So we shall be discussing about that in detail. So please stay tuned in as we continue on the session. So the next asset we will be looking at right now So the next asset on our watch list is going to be the cable market, that is the GBPUSD. And in fact, we have an interesting situation going on in the market right now. And for those of us who are with me on both my TradingView and Telegram platform, definitely would have gotten an update on how we intend to manage our position on the USOILSPOT for this morning. Well, so far this year, we saw how the USOILSPOT gained some bullish momentum despite the resilient US economy, remember, and the GBPUSD appears to be hitting the brakes on its recent 3-day winning streak, entering a consolidation phase during the Asian session today, as you will see how price action has been confined within the 1.27300 level and the 1.2700 area, just around our key level, to emphasize the level of indecision going on in the market at this particular point in time. However, you know how we use our key levels in this community. Of course, whenever price action remains above our key level, we want to be looking out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of buying. And if price drops below our key level, we want to be looking out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of selling. And with the way things are going right now, it appears price action is already below our key level, hereby welcoming any idea of considering selling this particular asset. Now, with the way things are going, before I go into the details here, I want to emphasize that this video, the Forex Money Mastery session, we only deliberate on the 1 hour time frame. So if you do want to have a background knowledge of how we got to the levels we are right now, I encourage you to watch my weekend videos on these assets we are looking at during the Forex Money Mastery, so that you can have a better understanding of what we are talking about on the 1 hour time frame. And in fact, it's important for you to see how we identify those key levels and structures that we are going to be using to guide our trading decisions. So I encourage you, and if you missed out, the links are right in the description box of this current video you are watching. So like I was saying, at this point we saw our price was confined within a range, and of course whenever we see this kind of technical structures on our chart, we don't have any other choice than to exercise patience, waiting for either the breakdown of the support line to give us selling opportunities, or the breakout of the resistance line to give us buying opportunities in this particular market. Now, if we look at things from a fundamental perspective, well, the United Kingdom economy is not really doing well at this point in time. In fact, in recent times, we saw how the business leaders in the United Kingdom economy are calling on the Bank of England to cut their rate, because the high rate is affecting businesses, and technically the United Kingdom is considered to be in a virtual recession at this point in time. If the and this might get worse if the Bank of England is not going to do anything about this. So we are caught within a dilemma right now. Even the Bank of England policymakers are really in a tight corner right now on what to do next. So everyone is going to be looking forward to any little economic event from the United Kingdom to give us a better perspective into what is likely going to be happening in the nearest future. But as it is right now, everyone is keenly looking forward to insights from the upcoming British Retails Consortium like-for-like retails report, which is scheduled for tomorrow, and everyone wants to see how that is. Then we also have the manufacturing production data coming up later on Friday. So, and we do know that whenever there is an anticipation of an event like this, we do see it reflect on the chart as price action. So with the way things are going right now, we already have a sell position triggered at the breakdown of the 1.2700 level. So let's hope that price action will continue to the downside, just as it has broken down that psychological level at a 1.27. Ensure your stop losses anywhere above the key level seems very, very appropriate. That's dovetailing to about 20 to 25 pips stop loss, depending on where your entry point is. And let's see how far that momentum will go. And for those of you who saw my video on the GBPUSD during the course of the weekend, you will see that we have an ascending trend line, which of course we want to be seeing how the market is going to be reacting to the ascending trend line to decide if we will continue selling or getting ready for another wave of bullish momentum. At least before price get there, we will be seeing about 60 pips movement in price action. So let's see what will happen. And for those of you who are with me on TradingView and Telegram platform, I will definitely be giving you updates as at when due. And at this juncture, the only condition that will make us consider buying this asset is for price action to break out both the key level at the 1.272 and the resistance line of that range at the 1.27300 level. So let's see how this will play out, and I will definitely be giving you updates as at when due. So this is my view on the GBPUSD for today. If you have any questions, feel free to let me know in the comment section. So I will be taking the next 10 to 15 seconds off to see if there are any questions whatsoever before we move on to the next asset. And I also encourage you to use that time to mark out these levels on your chart, as you will be needing them as a reference point to guide your independent trading decisions for today. And if you have found this content helpful so far, we've already attended to the USOILSPOT and the GBPUSD. Kindly support this project by giving the video a thumbs up. That's the only and the cheapest way you can support this channel, and thank you very much as you do so. I will look forward to your comments, for your inquiries if there are any, before we move on to the next asset on our watch list. All right. So in the absence of no questions, I want to assume that we are all on the same page, and in that regard, we shall be moving on to the next asset on our watch list. my oh my goodness, so sorry about this. I just learned that I don't have I was not on audio. Oh my goodness, I wasn't looking at the comment section, so sorry guys. Thank you, Eric Mudavadi. Nectar's family, thank you very much. I'm very, very grateful for that feedback. So I'll just have to run through what I was saying all over again. So as I was saying earlier, let me just quickly do a quick recap. I did mention that for those of you who have not watched my weekend videos on the XAUUSD, kindly go ahead and watch those videos, as it will give you a background knowledge of how we got to the point we are on the 1 hour time frame, how we were able to identify these key levels, these ascending trend lines that we want to be using to guide our trading decisions for this week. And if in any way missed out on my weekend videos, you can find the links right in the description box of this current video you are watching. Now, I went on to talk about how the new year started on a with a choppy and volatile situation, giving us signs that the bullish momentum that we were accustomed to towards the end of last year appears to be witnessing signs of exhaustion, as we saw majority of market participants, due to the uncertainty surrounding the Federal Reserve's rate cut trajectory, as induce some profit-taking activities in the market, as those who held on to bullish opportunities are beginning to close in some of their positions with the hopes of trying to see what will happen. Now, we saw what happened last week. The NFP data came in very, very strong, beyond expectations, further giving us an insight into the resilience of the US economy, and of course coupled with hawkish remarks from the key FOMC members during the later part of last week as regards to the fact that the Fed is not pushing rate hikes off the table yet. So that is an open window that there is a possibility for rate hikes. So as a result of this, things are looking very, very dicey at this point in time. And a softer risk-tone in the market might also act as a mitigating factor, helping to limit the potential losses on the XAUUSD at this point. So amidst this backdrop, we have a simple setup on the 1 hour time frame that we will be using to guide our trading decisions for this week. Now, one of the things I said here is our key level, which is situated at the 2035 level. And in fact, we did talk about how this level had played a major role in deciding the direction of price action for about 3 to 4 or 5 months now. And you know how we use our key levels in this community. Whenever price remains below our key level, we want to be looking out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of selling, and if price climbs above our key level, we want to be looking out for patterns and structures that supports the idea of buying. So the week started on a bearish note, as we saw right here around the $2,046.50 level, dropped into the $2,027 area, where in the last 4 hours we have been noticing some buy pressure from this area. Now, the question going into today's trading session is, will price action break down that support line to incite a sell-off in this market, or will this $2,027 area become a platform for new buying opportunities to push price to find new highs? Mahan says, I guess, please, man, confirm to me. I think everything is quite fine right now. Please, I would like to see some feedbacks in the comment section as regards to the sound and the quality of the sound too as well. Please, thank you very much as you do so, as this will help me know we are all on the same page. All right? Okay. So we don't know how price will react to the $2,027 area. And one interesting thing about the 2027 area here is how interestingly it shares a confluence with the ascending trend line we spotted on the 4 hours time frame. So for those of you who had watched my video on the XAUUSD, my weekend video, you will be familiar with this trend line, and right now price is around that trend line. So we are at a very crucial juncture in this market. We are depending on what happens here. It's going to be deciding if we are going to be buying or selling this asset. So for me to sell this asset, I already have a sell stop order below the $2,027 level to see if price action will continue a sell-off. And if it does, I want to be on standby to capitalize on that move. Now, if price breaks down, we might likely see a possibility of price coming back to retest the structure, that is the ascending trend line, or the key level at the 2035 to incite a downtrend continuation. So what does this simply tell us? It means that we should have our stop losses anywhere above the key level, which will be dovetailing to about 80 to 85 pips depending on where your entry point is. And if price action can retrace back into this area and continue selling pressure happens there, we do want to be part of a selling move to the downside and have a sell stop order below the $2,027 area. However, if price finds it difficult to break through the $2,027 area and instead we begin to notice buy pressure around this area, which interestingly shares a confluence with our ascending trend line on the higher time frame, then we might be getting ready for an opportunity to buy. But if I will be buying, I would like to see price climb above the key level at the 2035 area, and if price continues to climb and find new highs, a breakout of $2,046.50 level and the $2,050 level will welcome more buying opportunities for us. But trust me, I will be with you in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platforms to give you updates as at when due. So these are my views on the XAUUSD for today. So let's I hope I made myself very clear, but if you have any questions whatsoever, feel free to let me know right in the comment section. So okay, I see your comment, man. Thank you very much. I'm glad you finally got in on us. And the Nectar's family, thank you very much for your feedback. So these are my views on the XAUUSD for today. So I will encourage us all to mark out these levels on our chart, as we will be needing them as a reference point to guide our independent trading decisions for today. So let's see how this will play out. If you have questions, let me know in the comment section. I will be taking some time off, and I have some tidbits I would like to share with you as we begin the year 2024 and what we want to be doing as professional traders to help ourselves grow in this path we have chosen. So let me just take the next 5 to 10 seconds and see if there are any questions. If there are not, then I will just dive into the slides and share with you my ideas as we begin the new year. Then if you have found this content helpful so far, we've already talked about the USOILSPOT, the GBPUSD, and the XAUUSD, all of which we were able to identify simple setups to guide our trading decisions for today. If you found this helpful, kindly support this project by giving the video a thumbs up. Your likes are very valuable to me, and in fact it also helps the algorithm promote the video to a wider audience of traders, hereby pushing this channel to a wider scope and allowing it to grow accordingly. So thank you very much, guys, as you do so. So let's see what we have in the comment section before we move into the slides. All right. So, in the absence of no questions, I will just take that as a confirmation that we are all good to go. And all I said so far has been quite explanatory. So, let's dive right into the slides. And I also wish you can adopt this as we began the new year, which is something I also did on my own. And I think I should share them with you guys as it will serve as a yardstick to help you on your trading journey for the year 2024. So as we begin the new year, the first thing first is that we do want to set clear goals for ourselves in such a way that define your financial targets, your risk tolerance, and trading outcomes for the year 2024. And having a clear objective will keep you focused and motivated. Now, when it comes to defining your goals, I'm not, for me, and for those who have been working with me so far, we know that I'm an advocate for long-term perspective. So instead of looking at instant gratification, looking at what you stand to gain in a day or in a week, I prefer looking at 3 months, 6 months, a year. And when you do this, you know that, okay, I'm looking at a longer picture. I'm not looking into what will happen now. And this will also make you understand who you really are and what your weaknesses are and how to use your weaknesses for your own strength. Then another one here is, okay, I think I'm having issues with the slide here. Okay, so we have stay informed. Very, very important. It's always very important to stay informed. And like you all know, the way we for every day during the Forex Money Mastery, this is one of the things we usually do here by keeping ourselves updated on the market trends, by checking the economic calendars, giving us insight into impactful event that may likely affect the market sentiment for that day. So it's very, very important that we stay informed using the economic news as a guide, and of course geopolitical event too as well, like the Israeli-Gaza situation, the Russia-Ukraine war. These are major events that can change the landscape of the market. So we need to be very much aware of this and use them behind the scenes to guide our trading decisions for the year. Then risk management strategy, I cannot overemphasize the importance of risk management strategy. I prioritize risk management strategy a lot, and in fact, by using your stop loss, what you simply have understood that whatever decision you make in the financial market is more or less an educated guess until price action hits your TP target. And as a result of this understanding, you want to ensure that you protect your position against any sudden pullback or a situation where price moves against you. And when you are having your stop losses, what risk are you taking on that particular trade? Now, is this risk you are taking consistent with all your trades from your portfolio? This is another important thing you want to inculcate into your habit. Make sure that all the risk you take on your account are very much consistent. So if, for example, like myself, I used to take I'm a very, very passive trader. So I used to take between 0.5 to 1% size of my portfolio size. So if I am taking this, I will stay consistent with this risk management strategy throughout all of my trade. Even when I am trying to maximize those moves, I risk within this limit. And when you consistently do this, you will realize that over time you will make more on your winning trades and of course cut your losses as soon as possible. So please ensure you have a well-defined risk management strategy. Every trade needs a stop loss. No trade is guaranteed until the end of the trade. So let's keep this in mind this year. Now, stick to your strategy. Very, very important. If you have a strategy defined already, stick to it no matter what. Every single trader has a winning streak and also has a losing streak. You have your period, you have your own season. There are times when you can have 4 losing streaks at a go. How do you manage this? Do you drop that strategy and hop onto another strategy? If you are doing that, you want to stop that and stay put to your strategy. When you have your winning streaks, when you have your losing streak, there are times where you're going to be having your winning streaks too as well. So there is no holy grail anywhere. Whatever strategy you have adopted, let it run. Give it a time, maybe 3 months, 6 months, or a year to run, so you can understand if this is working for you or not. And if you can have someone like a mentor to help you in this, you can that will also be of immense help too as well. And sticking to your strategy requires a lot of discipline. So when you stick to your strategy, to be able to stick to your strategy, you must have discipline, and discipline avoids impulsive decisions and jumping into a trade based on just feelings alone without following through with your strategy. So please, let's stick to our strategies as the new year began. Then continuous learning, very, very important. Commit to ongoing education, improve your trading skills. The market are always evolving, and staying ahead requires constant learning. So please, I encourage you on that one. So review and adapt. Regularly review your trading performance and adapt your strategies as needed. And the only way you can review your trading strategy, your analytical approach, your trading performance, is by having a journal. So without a journal, you cannot really see what you are doing wrong and what you are doing right. So if you have a journal, you can easily, in retrospect, look at what is going on and what has been going on for you badly and what has been going on for you for the better. And then with this information, you can decide to stop what is not good and continue to do what is good for you. So very, very important. And also become flexible. Flexibility in trading comes with experience. You can't get that in a day. You can't get that in 2 days. Rome was not built in a day, of course. So become flexible. At first, you will be rigid, but with time, you begin to understand that there are some rules you can break to which will still make you be within the scope of your analytical approach. This comes with experience, trust me. With time, you get to understand this. So these are my views here on these are my principles on how I want to ensure I stay in alignment with my analytical approach for the year, and I do hope that you can also adopt this as well. Now, incorporating these principles into your trading approach for the new year will help set you on the path to success. And in fact, I wish you a very good luck on this year. And once again, happy new year to everyone in the house. So on this note, I would like to call it a day here today. It has been a wonderful moment with you guys. I really enjoyed every single moment. I see your comment. Kelechi, happy new year to you, and glad to have you around with us this morning. So it has been a wonderful moment. I really appreciate every single moment with you guys, and I do hope you are able to mark out the levels as we illustrated on the chart. Let me see if I can still bring up my screen. So I hope you marked out these levels, as you're definitely going to be needing them as a reference point to guide your independent trading decisions for today. And trust me, I'll always be with you in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platforms to give you update as at when due. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, you are highly welcome on board. I'm very, very excited to have you around with us this morning, and I do hope you are able to gain one or two things from what we discussed here today. And if you did, you want to be part of our subsequent editions, trust me, the more time you spend with us in this community, the better you get to understand how our analytical approach works, and eventually be able to use the information you have gathered here to make your own independent trading decisions. So on this note, I wish us all the best of luck, and please don't forget, if you are yet to like the video, please, if you have found it helpful and useful, kindly support the project by giving the video a thumbs up. Your likes are valuable to me, and in fact, they also help the algorithm promote the video to a wider audience of traders who may find this content beneficial to them too. Thank you very much, guys. I look forward to seeing you in the comment section of both my TradingView and Telegram platform. And of course, I forgot, the XAUUSD live window is on. I forgot to bring the link here. Let me see if I can quickly bump into the link and just drop it in the comment section. And for those of you who are joining us for the first time, the XAUUSD live window is a platform that was born out of popular demand from members of this community as we all gather on that platform to monitor real-time price action on the XAUUSD during the New York session. It usually kickstarts about 12:55 a.m. UTC, just about 5 to 10 minutes into the New York session, and it lasts about 5 to 7 hours of the New York session, depending on the volume of trading activities for that particular day. So I'll just drop the link right in the comment section. Let me do that right away. So you do want to be clicking on that link. Click on the notify me button so you can get notified as soon as I come online. So the link is right in the comment section. So hoping to see you during the XAUUSD live window. So on this note, I wish us all the best of luck today. Trade smart, trade consciously, and do have a wonderful evening, everyone. Bye-bye.